It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a UFO? Well, the consensus remains unclear. In a classified report from the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, authors concluding there's no evidence the strange objects spotted in the sky are of extraterrestrial origin, but the possibility can't be ruled out either. An unclassified version of the report will be released later this month, but officials say not to expect any firm conclusions. All right. I mean, come on. Were we actually expecting that the government was going to be like, yes, there are UFOs. No, there are not UFOs.
No.
I did.
Yeah, you have a good point. The government was definitely not going to come out and be like, yeah, there's totally aliens and I guess they can't say that there totally aren't aliens. So at least there's that.
And so we spent a whole bunch of money, taxpayer money, to come up with this task force. I'm just going to say this now because it kind of makes me mad. Because I was kind of hoping that they would actually, come out with some really fantastic information. But it was actually focused on sightings from Navy pilots. And I guess they would be the people that would be up there, noticing over 120 incidents over the past 20 years. What else do you know?
Yeah, they've noticed some interesting things. And you and I talked about this a little bit last week. Those Navy pilots have witnessed saucer-shaped objects darting through the sky and changing directions in a way that's not really technologically possible as far as we know. They've seen objects flying with no wings, fins, exhaust, or contrails. And they've also seen objects diving from the air into the ocean and then back out at seemingly fatal speeds. So these are things that are sort of beyond what we think humans can do. Of course, the first question is like, well, maybe it's like tech from another government, and so we should be scared for that reason.
Well, that's very interesting. So I'm going to ask you the big question. Did the report determine anything definitively?
No, sorry. I wish it had, but I mean, no. They determined that these unidentified aerial phenomena are not linked to the American military, which is good that apparently we know what our own military is making in terms of spending tax dollars to answer questions we should probably be able to answer. But it also rules out the possibility that these Navy pilots are accidentally discovering our own government secrets. We're still not totally sure if these objects belong to another country. Russia and China are known to be experimenting with hypersonic technology, but a lot of this technology doesn't seem explainable that way. So,
very interesting. Okay, so we still lack a lot of answers. How many people believe that there's actually life out there?
So apparently half of Americans think that UFOs are aliens visiting Earth. And so my question is, what do you think?
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It kind of freaks me out a little bit, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, to think that we're the only thing here. I guess what's a little weird is that they wouldn't look like humans, right? So, that's the part that freaks me out a little bit. I think, if you found out suddenly that there were other humans that we hadn't ever seen before, maybe that would be something different. I honestly haven't given it a lot of thought other than like watching movies. Like E.T.
Well, my theory is that I think intelligent life from other planets could exist on our planet. But in the same way that maybe they've already been here for a really long time. We think about tomatoes, for example, as being Italian, except tomatoes are not Italian. They're from the Americas. But now it's been so long that we associate them with Italy. So maybe something that's already here is an alien.
Interesting. Okay. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, so the experts do believe there's life on other planets. Astronomers have discovered over 4,000 exoplanets. Those are planets orbiting the stars, some of which are considered habitable. So I don't know. They're estimating 300 million habitable planets, and the nearest is less than 20 light years away. I don't know. So it could be that there's intelligent beings living on them. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, space is vast and so is time. You also have to consider that intelligent life, their intelligent life has to line up exactly with our intelligent life in time and space.
Right. And, you know, and you also have to wonder, like, somebody knows this. This is why I think I'm frustrated with the report, is that somebody knows this. And they're just not going to tell us. You know, I just don't, I think that this would be just highly classified information for so many
Yeah.
reasons, right?
Yeah.
But it's fascinating. It kind of makes me want to get interested in sci-fi. Because you know
Oh,
me,
yes. I'm finally going to get you to watch a sci-fi movie.
maybe. All right. And, you know, then I just want to leave us with all of this. If you do believe in aliens, you're sometimes thought about, you know, as being a little cuckoo. I guess the New Yorker did a long piece a few weeks ago on how these phenomena are generally treated. And is that the conclusion?
Yeah, and I think one of the conclusions that the New Yorker came out with, there were several, like you need to look at the facts, and I think that that's part of what this report is establishing, is trying to like look at how some of the facts can be reported. The New Yorker piece looked at what we know in terms of what the government has studied and how the news has covered it, and those are facts you can corroborate. But the other thing is that they looked at is like, maybe you're not crazy if you think this. And some people don't come forward and report it because they don't want to be treated as crazy.
Good point. All right. Well, let's just make a pact right now. If I see something, you see something, we're going to report it, kind of like 9/11.
All right, fine.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Charlotte.
Thanks, Gretchen.